My goodness, what a big crowd we have tonight. Wow. So I'm Barbara Feiner. I'm the COO of Southie Autonomy. We are a robot software startup based out of Mass Robotics. Where's Joyce? Joyce, are you here? Woo, Mass Robotics, yay! A wonderful co-working space for robot companies. Thank you. We actually make a platform that's based on AI, so artificial intelligence, and augmented reality. And we work with any robot. We're robot and cobot agnostic. The problem that we're actually trying to solve is that there are a lot of people doing a lot of manual tasks over and over again in manufacturing and production types of environments. And to be really truthful, people probably don't really love doing these kind of work. And so what we're trying to do is offer companies another alternative to be able to automate some of these things and grow in other ways. So this is upskilling people. They use their staff in other places and get rid of the tedium of the work. So what analysts actually tell us is that 60 to 90% of tasks are automatable but are not automated. So our initial markets are in things called material handling. So these are picking things from some places and putting them someplace else. It might be kitting things into a box. It might be palletizing or depalletizing things. It's used in automotive, it's used in consumer packaged goods, it's in just about every place where you're doing these things, but our target market is actually in an area where these things are being done with shorter frequency or duration, and therefore they are being done manually today. So anybody know what this is a picture from? Lucy? What is it? Who knows? World War II, very close though. So this is the Henry Ford factory, if you could actually have seen in the 1920s or 30s. And what's really sad is that many factories and manufacturers actually have environments that actually look like this today. Here's the second question. Who knows what this is? Who said what?
I thought that was the first slide.
You thought that was the first slide? Who is that?
Lucille Ball.
Lucille Ball, okay. I'm gonna try not to hit anybody with this. Ready? Can you catch? Present for you. Pass that to that woman, please. Right, so this is Lucy and Ethel from I Love Lucy. What are they making? Who remembers this episode?
Chocolates.
Chocolates, right. Does anybody remember this? The conveyor belt starts going faster and faster and they can't keep up with it. This is a kidding application, and guess what? This still happens today too, right? Truly. Okay, so with our product, we're actually trying to increase productivity of these companies by offloading tasks from the valued workforce. And we're actually, for the businesses, coming up with a whole return on investment model that they haven't even thought of before. So the reason that this has been hard before and why our artificial intelligence product is kind of so revolutionary is because this is the kind of programming that was typically done in order to change tasks with a robot. And so if you can, everybody read that, right? Programmer, an organism that turns caffeine and pizza into software. So these organisms cost a lot of money. And so if you're in a manufacturing application where you have tasks that are not being repeated thousands or tens of thousands of times, where you can afford to do the automation, but you have things that are being done 50 or 100 or 200 times, you need a programmer every time you need to make a change. And that ends up being very expensive, and that's why those things haven't been automated today. So I'm not going to show you this video, but if you come by our table, I will show it to you. How many know Thai Boston, the organization Thai Boston? This is Lisa, and she's their program manager for the community program. She wanted to come by and see what a robot was. She came by our Mass Robotics facility, and Jay Wong, our other co-founder, actually showed her once how to tell the robot what to do, and she used our wand interface. Sorry, the pictures are not high quality. We're getting better at production. There's actually a menu there. So it's just like using a remote control on your television where you actually say, new device, new group of things, new place, click, and then the robot programs itself. So we provide goals, constraints, and parameters, just like a self-driving car. Drive to 12 Channel Street, don't hit anybody, and by the way, take the back roads. So that's what this wand is actually doing without any kind of classic programming. We're targeting material handling, like I said, we're a big market. I can talk to you about any of the kinds of applications we've been doing. We have a wonderful team over at Mass Robotics, a whole bunch of advisors. We're starting our fundraising now. Our product is mostly software. There's a few things that enable the augmented reality and artificial intelligence. And the whole system ends up being deployable for under $100,000, so the payback is pretty quick. Use robots flexibly without having computer skills. And believe me, doing things more simpler and freeing yourself to do more complex things is a good thing. Thank you. Yes.
Do you have a main target industry right now?
Sure, we actually have two major industries. One is in kind of automotive and heavy equipment, so like a Mercedes or a Caterpillar. And technically, they're very often tier 1 suppliers, so people doing parts that go in automobiles. So that's one. A lot of pick and place tasks in there.
Yep.
And the other one is actually in kind of the medical kitting area, which sounds kind of weird, but it's a very large market. So if you think about 23andMe and companies like that, there's a gazillion of those kind of tests, and there's something like 5,000 small logistics companies putting those kits together for people. And they do them in batches of 100 or 200. So those are the two applications we're going after. Thank you for the question.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes.
Are you able to use existing robots with the robot wand? Like, are you able to set up a sensor on them and use the wand with them, or do they?
Yep, so we don't make the robots, we are robot agnostic, and thank you, I can pay you for doing that. Here, you get the last toy. Because I missed saying that, darn, so thank you for filling me in. Yes, robot agnostic. Obviously, we have a roadmap, we haven't ported to every single robot, but the goal is to port to the major ones that we are being requested to port to.
Great, thanks.
Good, thank you. Thanks, Bob. Thank you.